Okay, welcome to our Simmental heifer show. Our first class, class 501. These are purebred heifers born after January 2023. Our first class from Dickinson Ranch, Gorham, Kansas. This is Tattoo 171L. My mistake. Class 601, Lone Tree Simmental, 129L. Also a power Simmental. See by the pink tag. This is our only percentage power Simmental heifer. Lone Tree Simmental owner Jeff Thompson, Keith and Kyle Holtz. Lone Tree is from Iowa, just 10 minutes south of Iowa City, 100 Simmental cows and 150 commercial recips. Herdsman is Paul Persk. Lone Tree Simmental is a family-owned and operated operation. One of our biggest accomplishments this year has been LTS Succession 29J, winning his division at the 2023 National Western and Grand Champion Percentage Simmental at the Keystone International. Succession's full sib is our leadoff heifer in this pen, which you just saw. And the third heifer is the maternal sib to round off this pen. Succession is on display in the pen number 730. LTS would like to thank Keith and Penny Sweeting for their support in their embryo transfer program. LTS would like to welcome our new embryologist, Dr. Shane Vane, to our staff. Come and see us. Love to talk Simmental. Pen 730. Second entry is 58L on your program. And the third entry into the pen, 38L. Our next entry in the Class 601 will come from Frecking Cattle, Alpha, Minnesota. This will be Tattoo 357L, Frecking Duchess. Frecking Cattle is from Alpha, Minnesota, and show several breeds of cattle. Very successful in their Simmental offerings. I'd like to introduce our judges today. Pen Show judge is Scott Werning. Scott is from South Dakota, well known for the WC Prefix, brand of outstanding cattle from Werning Cattle Company in South Dakota. Scott is a multi-generational operation, including his father Dale and mother Joan, Scott, Ashley, and Creighton, who's here today out in the ring helping his father and family. They'll be holding their 43rd annual production sale February 13th from Emery, South Dakota. They run about 170 Simmental, Sim Angus, Angus, and Red Angus, and about 120 bred heifers will be in that sale. As you know, in the Midwest, we've got lots of weather, and today was going to be the day that Scott and Dale Werning were going to judge. Dale was going to be the associate judge, and well, somebody had to stay home. It was 50 below wind chill factor this morning, and Dale called and said, "Willie, I'm looking out the kitchen window at a set of fall calves that are behind the windbreak with a huge snowbank, and I stayed home. I'm sure going to miss it." And if you know Dale Werning, he would. So we've got a new associate judge, Kelly Schmidt, from Minnesota, southwest Minnesota, no stranger to the Simmental world, where he and his family live. And Kelly worked for Hook Farms for many years. After college, he worked for the ASA for 7 years, worked in sales management for 6 years, and now is executive director for the Minnesota Beef Council. So we're pleased to have this team looking after this today. So Scott Werning, judge, and Kelly Schmidt, associate judge. Let's put our hands together for these two fine young men. Next will be our last entry into this Class 601. Will come from Volk Livestock, Butler, Missouri. First heifer into the ring will be L250. Volk Livestock is owned by Dean Volk, ranch manager Brandy Severtson, and are located in Butler, Missouri. Volk Livestock has a sale March 9th. They currently run about 100 head of cows and a battery of bulls with proven genetics that include Pay the Price, JT Volk Premonition, Volk No Apologies, Conley Remedy 410J, AK Loud and Heavy, and our newest edition, ES Addiction. This year's sale date is Saturday night, March 9th, at the ranch in Butler, and selling genetic options. Live event will be both fall and spring bulls and females. Dean wants to give a special shout out to Brandy Severtson for keeping the train on the tracks. Also to our guys at home taking care of things, and I think we all owe a special thanks to that. But his is Jesse Porter, Tyson Bazor, and Charlie Maxfield. Without the Denver crew, none of this would be possible. Dean would like to personally thank Brandy, Robert Carlson, Seth Johnson, Andrew Sterrod, and of course, our friends and family who made the trip to support us. They've got 2 lots in the sale tomorrow afternoon, lots 21 and 22. And come by lot pen number 723 for some hospitality and check out these sale heifers. Thank you, Volk Livestock.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to make our final selection as our exhibitors are pulling these cattle in. Our judges, Scott Werning and Kelly Schmidt, will be putting their final eyeball on these, and get your placings for Class 601. Also, during our show today, folks, I want to also recognize the great Colorado Simmental Association Board for all that they do to help make the National Western Simmental event what it is. Of course, my good friend Willie Altenberg here. I want to thank Willie for everything he does to promote Simmental cattle all across the United States. Our vice president is Jolynn Midcamp. Your secretary-treasurer, of course, Susan Russell. Susan, thank you for everything you do for this great breed. Your directors are Jay Hill, Paul Hill, Cody Pitt, and Mitchell Jurgensen. And we want to send out a special thank you to CSA member help from Kurt Russell, Ken and Jane Beatty, Chad Cook, and, of course, James Dilka. We want to thank everybody. Folks, let's put our hands together and thank the great Simmental Association from this great state of Colorado for everything they do. Okay, and you said something about that already?
I have not.
Okay. Also, folks, for those of you that are going to be participating in the Power Female competition, we do have one female here from Lone Tree Simmentals, entry 129L, LTS Reina Contemporary 129L, a relentless female. She is in the pen from Lone Tree. She has been entered in the Power Female competition. We've got 3 purebreds, and at the end of the competition, we will bring those 4 females in. Anybody that is participating can come down to the ring and vote on those 4 females. So I wanted to point that out, that a member of the Lone Tree pen is in the Power Female. For any of you that would like to participate in the Power Female, you can purchase tickets right over here to my left, right here behind the announcer stand, right here by the Simmental, Colorado Simmental Association banner. You can purchase tickets and participate in the Power Female drawing.
Well, good afternoon, folks. Really excited to be here, and just a incredible opportunity to judge the pen show here today and tomorrow, and like everybody around ringside, and Denver's a special place, and a special place to me and my family, and to Dad, and Dad really wanted to be here today, but it is really, really bad at home, and he just had to make the call to stay home. So we got a good guy here to take his place, but great way to start this pen show, and 3 awesome pens of heifers. We're going to use the Frecking pen here to win this class. Just really a nice combination pen of these females. They got some body, got some muscle, got some foot and bone. Just a really complete group of 3, and maybe not as uniform as a couple of the pins right behind them, but the quality's there, and they got some outward turn and curve. They got some muscle. They got some structure. I think just a really, really nice, high-quality pen of females here to start. Next, we're going to use Dean Volk's pen here next. Here's really the pen. Boy, if you want some muscle and some stifle and just some hip and power in them, you're really going to like these females. They're wide-based, they're big-top, they're big-ended females. And as they came in, I thought they probably had just a little more frame than the other 2 pens, and they do on paper. Just they are the big frame score pen, and that's certainly all right with these judges today. But I like their frame. I like just their body and mass and muscle. I thought just a really, really nice pen here to go in second. I think Dean said these will sell in his sale there in March. So nice pen there to go in second. The Lone Tree pen we're going to round out with. I think here's the feminine pen of the 3. I mean, if you want them just a little neater headed, a little nicer necked, just a little more, just cowy right up through their front 1/3 and femininity. If that's important points for you, you're going to like a lot of these heifers in this class, in this pen. They got some muscle, very nice headed and neck, very elegant out through their front 1/3. Maybe like Kelly and Creighton and I talked, maybe not quite as uniform as them first 2 pens, maybe not quite the bone and stoutness that we found in them first 2 pens, but boy, a really high quality set there that Lone Tree brought to Denver. So great way to start our pen show. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Thank you, Scott. Selected as your class winner in class 601, percentage pen of 3 Simmental females goes to your pen from Frecking Cattle, Alpha, Minnesota. Congratulations. Your second place pen is exhibited by Volk Livestock in Butler, Missouri. And your third place pen from Lone Tree Simmentals, Lone Tree, Iowa. Congratulations. We have a single entry in class 603. Following the presentation of this class, we'll bring back our class winner from class 601 and select your grand champion percentage pen of Simmental females. Class 603, we have an entry from Hillbrand's Cattle Company in Clara City, Minnesota. The first entry in this pen of 3 females from Hillbrand's Cattle is KO4. This is HILB Balenciaga, KO4. She's a March 25th daughter of WHF JS Double Up G365. This baldy female, again, a March 25th daughter of Double Up. Hillbrand's Cattle Company in Clara City, Minnesota is owned and operated by Mark, Amanda, and Kinsley Hillbrands through extensive use of embryo transfer We have developed cattle through 2 annual production sales a year. The Jewels of the Northland is the first Saturday in December, which features show heifers, bred females, and frozen genetics. And then Passion for Perfection, which is the second Saturday in April each year. Donor-ready females, pairs, fall show heifers, and frozen genetics. Each year they sell bulls that are marketed at Felt Farms on their annual bull sale on February 8th in West Point, Nebraska. They will be selling in the one and only. Their lead percentage pen bred female lot 12 bred to executive order. They'll have a donor cow lot 4 HILB Versace E57C. We'd love to chat with you about these 2 awesome opportunities. Their power heifer is a purebred fall pen, and the fall pen and the middle heifer, HILB, made me a believer. The second female in this pen is K21Y. This is HILB Brooklyn K21Y. She's a March 12th, 2022 bred female, sired by Harker's Unleashed. And the third and final member, Kinsley is prancing in here. This is K44, HILB Blue Ivy K44. This is an April 8th, 2022 daughter, also of Harker's Unleashed. Again, this is your pen of 3, Class 603, bred females, presented to you by Hillbrand's Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. Also, folks, the People's Choice, again, the Power Simmental female and bull competition. We want to thank all of our sponsors this year for the People's Choice Power Simmental. Includes Transova Genetics, Neogen, Zoetis, Lakeside Genetics, and Everspacher Enterprises. Thank you to all of our sponsors for the Power Simmental People's Choice competition. Again, you can purchase your tickets right over here by the banner of the Colorado Simmental Association if you haven't done already. Again, as our judges, Scott Werning and Kelly Schmidt, are putting on our final eyeball on these heifers. Of course, this, again, a single entry. But this is your pen from Hillbrand Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. All March and April 2022 daughters of Double Up and Harker's Unleashed. We got to give the herdsman here, Kinsley, just a little bit of time to get her workers, to get her heifers haltered again. Once again, for those of you that are interested in purchasing your tickets for the People's Choice Power Simmental competition, you can do it right over here again at this banner. It's $100 for each ticket. We want to thank all of our sponsors again for doing that. Judging will be Saturday here after this show today. We'll bring all of our power females back into the ring. And then, of course, we'll do it again tomorrow for the Power Bull.
Well, before we get into this next class with this single entry, I just wanted to say something really quick. This is truly a thrill and honor for me to be joining Scott and Creighton here today to evaluate these pens and working some more tomorrow. Growing up around the Hook Farm operation, coming to Denver with them back in the 90s and 2000s, we ran pretty hard with them at this pen show, and then working for the association and managing the sale after that and helping out with that. This place has just got a special place in my heart too, just like Scott said. So it is a thrill to step in and do this with these guys, and I have huge shoes to fill. Any of you know that Dale Warning, what Dale Warning is all about? Just for me to take his place due to the weather is quite an honor, and I have a ton of respect for him and his ability to evaluate cattle, so I'll do my best to follow suit. So as we talk about this single entry, this is just a tremendous pen of bred females that this crew brought to you today. We talk these through, and we think that they really have some consistent quality in all three females. Boy, they're ultra feminine. You love their femininity as you start looking at them up front. They're all really big ribbed cattle that have some turn to their rib. They're deep bodied, all three of them. No doubt that one closest to the stands, she's just a powerhouse. I mean, man, substance, body, everything she goes. We'll be the first to admit that the other two with her aren't quite as stout as she is, but we still think that the quality is there, if that really makes sense. These are good udders these cattle are putting on. We think their feet and leg structure, for the most part, is really spot on to carry around the quality that they have. So we just think this is it's too bad there's only one pen in here. Judges say that a lot, but these things could have stood a lot of competition. We think there's a lot of good things here in this particular pen. Congratulations to them.
Thank you, Kelly. And again, your class winner here in Class 603 in our percentage pen of three females goes to Hillbrand's Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. Congratulations. Well, folks, we're ready to select your grand champion percentage pen of three females. If you would have the Frecking Cattle Company entry come into the ring, and we'll have our judges select your grand and reserve grand champion pen of three females. Okay. Our judges are starting to walk around our 2 pens of females here. Of course, your Class 601 winner, percentage pen of 3 females, goes to Frecking Cattle, Alpha, Minnesota. These are February and March coming yearling heifer calves. And then, of course, the pen of coming 2-year-old females, bred females, presented to you by Hillbrand's Cattle Company, your Class 603 winner.
Well, what a great way to pick our first champions. Give out the first banners here. The Simmental Pen Show, and 4 awesome pens that we had. We had three pens of the yearling heifers and 1 pen of the breds. And yeah, we knew we had our work cut out for us, but what a way to start here. And just 4 awesome pens. And I can't stress this enough to you. We brought pen bulls. I'm going to date myself, but when I was in college and had a lot of energy. We brought pen bulls 2 years, and then the 3rd year we brought a few just to display. And I can't imagine what it costs to come to Denver and bring cattle and get them to look like this and take the time and still have people at home to do things. And so just don't worry about what we do today. Go out, talk to these people, go find the ones you like. These cattle are for sale. I think the pick of these heifers, I think both sell in the sale here tomorrow. I think on both pens here. Don't quote me on that. I know for sure the Frecking pen, but and I think some of the Hillbrand heifers sell too, right, Amanda? Yep. So that heifer right there on the end, yeah. So yeah, go out, visit with these people, go look at them in their pens, study their pedigrees. There's a lot of good cattle that are going to come through here today and tomorrow, and just an awesome 4 pens we've had here to start this percentage. So just talk about these 2 pens in particular. The yearling heifers won that nice class, just super high quality. You got some bone and foot and body, presented really nice. Cattle that I like the condition and stage they're in. Just got a nice combination of muscle and structure and mass and soundness. Just a really high quality, I think, uniform, probably a little more uniform than our bred heifer pen. But I think just a really super high quality pen of yearling heifers there. The bred heifer pen, Yeah, it isn't an advantage that you kind of know what you're getting a little bit more today, just as far as their size. You can tell they're very far along in calf. Big middled females that, and really all three of them got a nice udder coming on them. I really like the levelness and the refinedness of their teats. So I think just you got to take that into consideration. Yes, we talked, Kelly and Creighton and I, there's an outlier in that pen. And she's very unique and very stout and just kind of a unique animal. I don't know that I don't want to use that as a disadvantage to the other two females in that pen, because the other two females are really, really good. But I think anybody standing ringside can see that that one heifer is really, really interesting. And so she, that's why I say this, the younger heifers are maybe a little more uniform, just because that bred heifer pen's really got an outlier in there. But we like the other two heifers. They're sound, they're good uddered, they're very, very functional. So we're going to have some fun these next couple days. We're going to keep some suspense. We're going to talk about it one more time, and then Creighton will go show you your champion.
Selected as your grand champion, pen of 3 females, goes to the entry from Hillbrands Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. And your reserve grand champion, pen of 3 heifers, goes to the entry from Frecking Cattle, Alpha, Minnesota. Congratulations to both Hillbrands and to the Frecking family. Great offering of percentage females. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go take a short break and go get photographs of our percentage pen of females, and then we will be back shortly to begin our purebred pen of 3 females. For all of you Main on Jew exhibitors and interested parties in the Power and the Pins show or sale this afternoon, we'll begin that sale here in about 30 minutes at 2:30 in the Wagner Equipment auction arena. You can get your bidder numbers at the top of the stairs in the business office up there. Please make sure you give yourself enough time to go get yourself a buyer number. We appreciate you being there, and we'll see you here at 2:30.
No airline points.
No airline points either, yeah.
All right, folks. Once again, if you have not purchased your People's Choice Power Female ticket for today, Susan reminded me that she's not going to take blood, but she will, and no airline points, but she will accept cash, check, or credit card. Okay? And those are $100. Gives you the opportunity to come down and make a vote on the female. They'll draw the ticket, and that person then receives that animal. So great, great program. There's 4 great females that are in this competition. And don't all rush down here at one time, but you can still purchase your $100 chance to have a vote in the Power Female competition today, which will follow the selection of our Purebred Simmental Female Pen of 3 show. All right, we got our judges back. Guys, we're ready to start. This is class 501. 501, Purebred Pen of 3 females. This is going to be our first class of our calf division. We'll have 3 classes in this division. And the subclass A, we have 3 entries. Our first class is presented by Dickinson Ranch in Gorham, Kansas. Our first entry is 171L. This is MSDS Layla 171L. She's a May 5th daughter of GEFF County O. Of course, Dickinson Ranch is longtime Simmental breeders in western Kansas, Kirk and Colleen Dickinson. They hail from Gorham, Kansas, which is really close to Russell, for those of you traveling down I-70. Their sale date this year is March 16th. Dickinson Ranch is a third-generation Simmental operation, maintaining 700 registered females, utilizing artificial insemination and embryo transfer with a strong focus on maternal traits and longevity that allows calving in large pastures on grass with minimal supplement and support. They market 100 commercial-minded bulls and a select set of open females yearly through their annual sale March 16th this year in Russell. And privately on the farm, we invite you back to their pen 727 to take a closer look and discuss the cattle. Their second entry of their pen, this is 105L. Of course, 171L, the female that was the first one. She's also a member of the Power Female competition following our selection today. So 171L, that black female, will be an entry for your Power Female. This is entry 105L, MSDS Lana 105L, a May 1st daughter of GEFF County O. And the third member of this pen is entry 140L. This is MSDS Cameron's Destiny 140L. This is a May 6th daughter also of GEFF County O. So this, again, a pen of half-sisters, all sired by GEFF County O, all May heifer calves, presented to you by Dickinson Ranch, Gorham, Kansas. Okay, that again was your class of 3 purebred females presented to you by Dickinson Ranch, Gorham, Kansas. Okay, our next pen. This is a pen of 3, again, purebred females, presented to you by Bowling Cattle Company, Greencastle, Indiana. The first entry is 34L. This is Nyla. She is an April 22nd daughter of STCC Tecumseh 058J. Again, this is your pen from Bowling Cattle Company, Greencastle, Indiana. Bowling Cattle Company is owned by Ralph and Jim Bowling, with their ranch manager of Jeff C.B. Bowling and Ashley Bauer. The ranch is located in Greencastle, Indiana. The Bowling family run about 250 cows, mostly registered Simmental cattle. They're a family-owned Simmental seed stock producer. Bowling uses extensive AI and embryo work to advance their cow herd. They offer private sales of bulls, heifers, and bred females year-round. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is your pen of 3 females, purebred females, coming to you from Bowling Cattle Company, Greencastle, Indiana. The second entry from the Bowling Cattle Company pen is 33L. This is Nikita. She's an April 19th daughter of STCC Tecumseh 058J. And the third member of the Bowling Cattle Company pen is 3L. This is Naomi, a April 21st daughter, again of STCC Tecumseh 058J. Again, this is your pen from Bowling Cattle Company, all half-sisters out of STCC Tecumseh 058J. All mid to late April heifer calves. Oh, and I just was informed they're all flush mates. So not only are they half sisters, they're all full sisters. These 3 females will also be offered tomorrow in the Simmental 1 sale.
Testing 1, 2. Hi everyone, I'm Rachel from Zunesis. Thank you for coming over in the cold weather today. We're gonna have cows in the background today for our event. But thank you for coming over. Please take food if you haven't yet. There's a fun swag table over here of things to grab. If you have any questions about Zunesis, Zerto, HP, Aruba, we have plenty of people here to help answer your questions. We are going to pass this over to some of our guests from some of our partners to let you know what's going on new at HPE, Aruba, and Zerto, and thank them for sponsoring our event today. Also to let you know, we will have shuttles available pretty soon to take us over to the rodeo. If you don't have your tickets left, come over to me and I'll get them for you. I think that's it. So I'm going to pass it over to Tom Grover from Aruba.
Hey. Thank you. So my name, again, is Tom Grover, and I am the channel manager for HPE Aruba. And what that means is I support our platinum partner, Zunesis, with everything they do with Aruba. So I'm on the back end, but we have Jeff Berwick here, who is one of our enterprise sales field reps for Aruba. So he'll be here if you want to talk about anything Aruba as well. And what I want to just cover real briefly, because you're here to see the rodeo, not hear about Aruba per se, but it's been exciting. I've been at Aruba for 7.5 years, and when I first joined, we had wireless and a product called ClearPass, which is a security product, which is a NAC, a network access control application. And that was it. And shortly thereafter, because of HPE acquired Aruba, it gave us billions of dollars into R&D and the ability to merge our technology with theirs. And we took the ProCurve switches and then developed a whole line of Aruba switches from that line. So we had a whole wire portfolio. And from there, we grew into an organic product called the Aruba CX switching line. And that product line actually goes from the data center, big iron in the data center, all the way out to the edge. And in that line, we entered into an exclusive agreement with a company called Pensando, which offers a DPU, so a specialized chip on that switch that provides firewall capabilities inside the data center at the top of rack, which allows you to actually provide security services at the top of rack instead of taking that traffic all the way out to a firewall and tromboning it back. It's a great product. I won't go into the speeds and feeds of it, but if you want to talk more about us with it, we'd love to talk with you about that. And it's an exclusive right now. There's no one else that has any technology close to it. And a lot of our products along that line are agnostic. So I mentioned, when I say agnostic, I don't mean that they don't believe in God. I mean that they're vendor agnostic. They can work with any vendor's infrastructure. So ClearPass works.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our pin from Neidig Farms, Battle Creek, Nebraska. The first entry was L277, NFMS Mabel L277. So it's an April 13th daughter of NF Reddington 412E. This second female has been nominated for our Power Female competition. This is L309. NFMS Daphne L309. This is an April 1st daughter of Bar CK Red Empire 9153G.
To simulate the end user experience on the client side of their device, whether it's wired or wireless. So as I always say, the wireless is the gum on the IT department's shoe. It's, the phone calls come in, the Wi-Fi sucks. And basically what this sensor does is you deploy them around your network, it allows the fastest time to innocence. So you can say, absolutely not. The Wi-Fi is fantastic because it's Aruba and it's an application or it's a DNS issue. It's not the actual Wi-Fi. And along those lines.
And the third and final
also-
member of this pen of 3 purebred
should
females
mention,
from Nottig Farms in
announced
Battle
on
Creek, Nebraska
Tuesday
is L609.
that
This is NFMS
merging with
Delilah
Purebred.
L609, an April 2nd
so,
daughter of ESNF
Which will
Essential
be a real interesting
GY15.
merger for us, because that will give us even more products that take us into the carrier space with Juniper. It allows us to use some of their AI technology with our AI technology.
Okay,
Also,
folks, again,
a
Nottig Farms
fire
Cattle Company is
officer.
Van and
There's
Kathy
only-
Nottig and
there's
Sons,
nothing
Battle
on the
Creek,
networking
Nebraska.
side
We want to thank the Nottig family for being also a generous
actually
sponsor for our Power Female competition,
So from the
of
extreme
which
edge of the
one of these
network,
females here in
how
this
you get
ring,
on
the middle
network,
female, is
and then
nominated.
how you
Nottig
go
Farms Cattle
within that
Company has been
network,
raising
securely
purebred red
certain
Simmental
paths,
cattle since the late 70s,
wired the-
adding purebred red
wired
Angus to their
infrastructure,
operation in the early
separate
80s
switching,
with
and
no
all the
intentional
things
crossing,
that,
running a herd of well over 100
Juniper's
head
gonna
of
bring
all
to the table.
registered cattle.
And by the way, this is all
They currently had 7, 8, and 9 plus
either
generations of
on-premise
non-diluter red cows.
or in the cloud.
They spent a lot of years
We are the
building a
only
purebred solid red
multiple
Simmental herd.
modalities
The herd sires are also
go back
non-diluter
and
red
not
and
locked
selected
into
on
one
structure,
specific
capacity,
architecture.
phenotype, and
So let
real
us know if you
data.
have any questions. Thanks for
NF
coming
Reddington
today.
412E
You
would
have a
be
great
one of
time
those
for
herd
radio.
sires
And
that has
who's
impacted
next,
their
Rachel?
operation. Check out their lead
Rachel?
heifer in this pen out of Reddington.
Next.
Nottig Farms Cattle Company is proud to have heifers in Denver representing their herd sires.
Thank you.
Stop
Appreciate it.
by pen 721 to check out
Thank you
all
for
6 of their
coming out.
heifers
Thanks, Zunesis,
here in
for putting
Denver.
On a great event. I'm Kevin Kornblith with Zerto. Zerto, I think many of you already own Zerto. It is the resume button for your business. It is now, we're a happy part of the HPE family, so lots, thank you HPE folks for joining us today as well. And the other things that you might not know that Zerto does, so Zerto works in your VMware environment on-prem, in Azure, in AWS. You guys already have backup technologies. What Zerto is laser focused on is giving you that resume of the business quickly with very little data loss. Means that something goes wrong, you click the button, the service to the business comes back up, and you're ready to go, right? So you avoid the outage and the cost. The other things that you might not know if you already own Zerto today and you use it and you love it, is that we can also protect your workloads that are in Microsoft 365 or an Entra ID, which used to be called Azure AD. So we can protect those workloads.
Okay, folks, we're ready
your business
for our
isn't back
judges to
online
select
just as
our
you get your data back. You need
Class
your
A
user plane
purebred pen
and
of 3
your
females. Of
administrator
course, our
plane,
first
as
entry
well
from
as your
Dickinson
data.
Ranch,
Otherwise, you still
Gorham,
have a hot
Kansas.
mess and your services
our second
to the
entry
business
from
are
Bowling
still
Cattle
offline.
Company,
So,
Greencastle,
anyways,
Indiana.
If you need anything, if you're interested
And
in
our
learning
third
more,
entry from
Kevin
Nottig
Kornblith.
Farms,
And then we also have
Battle
Pete
Creek, Nebraska.
Cavanis, who's here somewhere. He's over grabbing some food. If you have any questions, hunt us down. Glad to talk to you. Enjoy the show today.
All right, who's going to bid on one of these cows? You guys bring your checkbooks? All right. I like the white ones down here with the white faces down the end. Okay. Next statement with HPE. I don't really have much more to add to these guys, what they talked about. So finish up eating and let's head over to the rodeo. Okay? They saved me for last for a reason.
There we go. I'm waiting to hear when the shuttles are ready, so I'll let you know as soon as they are. But please enjoy food, grab some swag. And like I said, if you don't have your tickets yet, come over and get them from me. Thanks.
once again, as our judges are putting a final eye on this first class of purebred pen of 3 females on the calf class of this. We'll have 3 classes of these calf classes. I want to point out that the fleet heifer from Dickinson Ranch is also nominated for the Power Female competition today. And the middle heifer, the L309 female from Neidig Farms, is also nominated.
Well, interesting class here. These 3 pens, and really you've got every shape and size, and that's what makes it fun, what makes it interesting. And you folks sitting ringside and looking out into them, it's probably easy. You probably, depending on what you raise and what you like, it's probably really easy to pick your favorite pen out because they're all 3 different. They all 3 bring certain things to the table. Unfortunately for Kelly, Creighton, and I, we have to line them up, and so it's very, very close, and there's just so many differences in them. So we're just going to leave them here just a little bit without placing them. And things began to make just a little more sense to us on the top end once we got it talked through. But just talk about the May heifers. 3 full sisters, very, very uniform. Got some quality to them, got some muscle, got some mass to them. We think probably they're the phenotypically, physically, the combination set. They've got perhaps a little more muscle and stoutness and bone than the black heifers right beside them, and they're nicer structured than the red heifers. So we do have to acknowledge they are May heifers, which is no discount to them, but they're the younger heifers out here, and to still have the mass and muscle and dimension that they have. Again, very, very uniform, 3 full sisters, nice hip, nice balance, got some body, got some look. I think very, very complete set of 3 heifers there. The black heifers that come in second, man, if you want some head and neck carriage, want them really neat through their front 1/3, these are the ones you're going to like awfully well. And really attractive, nice-headed and necked, got some real show ring presence up front through their front 1/3. The heifer on the end, on to my left, she's probably our favorite individual out of all 9 heifers. She's the one that you probably we just, if we were going to take one home out of these 9, that's probably the one we take home, just as far as her build, her look, how elegant she is, and still has some mass. The other 2 maybe don't quite match her just as far as her quality, but as far as their type and their frame score, they are a very, very uniform set of heifers. The red heifers, beautifully presented. They did a great job with these females. Man, if you want to raise a set of red commercial bulls, these are the ones that you're going to use to win the class. I mean, they're big top, big-ended, huge stifled and quartered, wide-based, big-bodied, just super uniform in their type and kind. Like I said, I'm sure they got a lot of fans, and they should. If you want them wide and stout and big-ended and red, here's your pen of heifers. So great class. Like I said, we got to line them up and move on. The class that really the pen that really come together for us, just the combination heifers, is the May heifers. They're going to win this class. We're just going to leave them how they are. We're going to use the next pen of black heifers second, and the pen of red heifers is going to round out the class. Congratulations. Nice way to start our purebred show.
Results of subclass A in 501. Okay, first class, Dickinson Ranch, Gorham, Kansas. Second place, Bowling Cattle Company, Greencastle, Indiana. And third place to Neidig Farms, Battle Creek. Next, subclass B. These are purebred females born in January 2023 and after. This is a set of March from Western Cattle Source, Crawford, Nebraska. First heifer in is 3803L. Western Cattle Source is located in the very northwestern part of Nebraska. Jock and Brenda Beeson run their cows in the Ogallala National Grasslands in the Pine Ridge area of Nebraska. Their ranch consists of somewhere between 400 and 500 head of spring calving cows and 100 falls. They run both a commercial and a registered operation, and their goal is to produce seed stock that excel for the commercial cattlemen, wean heavy calves, and perform in the feedlot. They pay attention to carcass traits. Their cows run on limited feed and rough terrain just like their commercial customers. They emphasize structural correctness, great udders, and efficient cows. Western Cattle Source is known for their quality performance quarter horses. They have an annual production sale this year, March 21st at the ranch. And they sell bred heifers in the Foxy Lady sale the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And of course, they appreciate visitors and are welcome at any time. Western Cattle Source, Jock and Brenda Beeson. And Sky Beeson, too. Can't forget her. Appreciate everybody in attendance for our heifer show today. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we'll have our Pen of 3 bull show. Right after the bull show tomorrow, our cattle will be on exhibit here. We'll try to show all the sale cattle for our 2 o'clock sale on display immediately following the bull show. And the one and only sale starts at 2 o'clock promptly tomorrow in the sale arena. If you haven't got a catalog, Matt McFarland, Matt, give a big wave here. He'll make sure you get a sale catalog. Got an outstanding offering of sale cattle. Brenda just reminded me that the mother of these heifers are going to sell embryos tomorrow in the one and only sale. Nice set of heifers, your chance to get some genetics just like them tomorrow in the sale. Our next entry into the subclass B is Fabricius Land and Cattle. They're from Carr, Colorado. Carr, I know where Carr is, and it's not very big. This is entry number 302L. You'll also notice the pink tag. This is an entry into the Power Simmental. This is a March 15th heifer, 302L. Fabricius Land and Cattle is owned by Brian and Blake Fabricius. This is a small operation, but it's focused on generating commercial bulls and females. Blake out there in the gray and white hat is currently serving on the AJSA Board of Trustees and tries to breed heifers that succeed in the show ring, but really excel in pasture settings. He does a good job of serving on the board, and we appreciate what he does for the Colorado Junior Association as well. Fabricius Land and Cattle, Brian and Blake Fabricius. Goody's got some help here today. He's been doing most of this stuff himself this week. Again, at the end of our heifer show, we'll do the People's Choice Power Simmental selection. So these pink tagged heifers out here will all come back in. And if you've bought a Power Simmental ticket, $100 down here at the Simmental, Colorado Simmental table, you get a chance to mark your cards and make People's Choice as to which is the best percentage and purebred heifer that come back in for the drawing at tomorrow's one and only sale. But I'd like to thank our sponsors that helped make this possible. And they're around ringside: Eberspacher Enterprises, thank Val and Lori; Neogen, Lakeside, the Nightigs; Purina, Zoetis, and Transova. We couldn't do it without these great sponsors, so thank you for making Power Simmental just an interactive part of what we do with the bull and heifer show in this pen show at National Western. It gets you a chance to participate in evaluating the cattle and actually take a bull or a heifer home. So come buy a ticket. It's $100. It's a way to have some fun. There's a heifer in this group that'll come back in, and you get a chance to evaluate her and the others and take one home if you'd like. The winner takes $10,000 home as a breeder. It's a fun event. Down here to the table, and you can buy a ticket. And our last entry into subclass B of this class 501, the springborn 2023 heifers come from CK Cattle of Highmore, South Dakota. First heifer is 3610L, born February 20th. CK Cattle is owned by Chris and Christy Effling from Highmore, South Dakota. CK Cattle is a family-owned operation in central South Dakota. They raise purebred and percentage Simmental cattle that are marketed through their production sale this year, February 10th, at the ranch in Highmore. Their production sale is always the second Saturday in February, and they really focus on an operation that produces functional and balanced cattle. CK Cattle starts with selecting high-quality females with great maternal and phenotype and mates them to bulls with balance of growth and carcass traits while not giving up any structural integrity. They invite you to stop by Pen 424 for some hospitality. Great people, stop by. CK Cattle, Chris and Christy Effling. Thanks for coming to National Western. It's cold here, but I think it's warmer than Highmore, South Dakota. No doubt. Last entry should be 3621L. Hey, will everybody in the stands just do me a favor? Give me your attention. I've got a text that you guys look really good on the internet. So just everybody give a big wave to the people watching at home. There you go. They say you look really good. Oh, maybe they meant the cattle.
All right, as we get in here to the second class of heifers, again, I think we, across the board, really elevated the quality in this particular class as we compare it to our opening class of this purebred show. And so that's compliments to you three sets of breeders here. And I hope folks can see that there is just really good things in each pen here. And we really have a lot of things that we can grab onto and really like. And yet there's some differences, and that's what makes this cattle business go around. So we have them standing here in no ranked order, so I'm just going to start with the first pen that came through and kind of talk through these and let you know what we saw. You know, right off the bat, we really appreciated this first set of heifers as they came in. These are some just really functional, really good structured females, particularly the first two that came out. They got some length, they got some really good foot quality, flex about them, can really get out and go. To go with it, they got plenty of dimension, plenty of body, have that natural depth and maternal rib to them that we really, really liked. You know, and that third heifer that came in is a lot like them. She might be one that maybe didn't just get out and motor and go as good as the first couple, but we still think there's a ton of quality in there. In terms of some heifers that fit together physically, we think they're awfully good. Represent a pretty good genetic data set too as you study it. Across the board, you don't see any big holes that leap off the page. Really, really solid in that regard. Some full sisters come out next here of this pen that came out next. Probably just physically looking at them, they just hit you as a little bit more moderate cattle, maybe not quite as extended as the pens on either side of them, but still really, really good cattle in terms of ones that have some natural base width. You study these ones at the ground, they are really good in terms of just maintaining some natural width. They carry that width up high. They got a lot of dimension down their top, some turn to that rib, really thick-ended kind of females, and all three of them do that alike. You maybe want to compare, you might want to stretch them out, might want to just give a little more forerib to a few of these as you compare them to the sets around them. We compliment these on paper. They're the best calving ease set in the class for what they represent. We appreciate that as we consider things looking at them genetically, but a solid, really uniform set, and we expect that out of full sisters. Coming out of this next class here, we think that this is a really good pen in terms of presentation, overall quality, really some nice females in here. As you start to break some of these down, we think the heifers that came in first and third are really, really good. Still really like that one that came in the middle, but we just really thought that there's just some really, really good things in terms of just overall dimension, overall just body and rib, and just smooth made kind of cattle that don't represent a lot of holes when you study them physically. This is the set of heifers in the class that bring the best data set in terms of having really strong weaning and yearling weight data compared to their contemporaries, big rib-eyed cattle, and they have the decided class advantage in API and TI, and we think that those are valuable tools to go along with that quality and presentation. When you can get those things come together, that really gets Scott and Creighton and I excited. So, you know, we think it's close, because as you heard me talk about them, there's just a ton of quality in here, and Scott said it as we conversed. There's just not a third place pen in this class, and we hope that everybody watching can see that, because we think they represent some things genetically. Go talk to these breeders, see how you can plug these in if these cattle are for sale. But for us, the way we see them, we're going to use the pen over here to my right to win the class. We're going to use the pen on that end to go ahead and be second, and we're going to use that middle pen for third. Let's give the group of breeders a round of applause. Really stepped up the quality in this particular class.
The results of subclass B. First place to CK Cattle, Highmore, South Dakota. Second place to Western Cattle Source, Crawford, Nebraska. And third place to Fabricius Land and Cattle, Carr, Colorado. Thank you. That didn't last long. Now for the rest of our spring-born subclass C, we have 2 entries in our spring-born. These will be February-born. 2 entries in subclass C. Our entry from 5-Star Ranch, St. Charles, Minnesota. 5-Star is owned by Jared and Hannah Sanola, along with their daughters June and Willa, and Jared's parents, Scott and Jerry Sanola. They are guest breeders on the Oak Meadow Farm sale this year, February 11th, 2024 in Cresco, Iowa. 5-Star Ranch is a first-generation family-owned and operated Simmental and Sim Angus farm. They're in Pen 525 and would love to discuss their operation and annual sale offering. These heifers represent their pen of females and are available for private treaty. 5-Star would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of their family and friends that go into making their life and operation possible. Thank you. This will be the next entry to subclass C. Again, February heifers, February 2nd, L910 from Long Simmental. Rob and Gina Long family. Tyler and his wife Abby and their children, Quentin and Sutton Samantha, Cody and Kate, I have a hard time saying this, and their beloved angel Sammy. And they say their gates are open at the annual production sale March 5th, 2024. Their family operation is focused on basic fundamentals of efficient production, profitability, and principles that supply seed stock to producers in both commercial and seed stock family. Our operation consists of 1,500 acres of farm ground, hay and pasture, 200 head of Simmental Sim Angus and Purebred Angus cows, 3 embryo transfer cooperator herds in addition to another 100 head of commercial recips. They're a busy family. They've exhibited at the National Western Simmental Pen Show for 17 consecutive years. And I can say they look forward to every year showing their seed stock and potential customers and other breeders. They invite everyone to come see their pen here in the yards and to their 4th annual Gates Are Open production sale the first Monday in February, this year, February 5th, 2024.
Well, awesome pair here as we move along with this Purebred pen show, and we really like a lot of things about both these pens, and we'll just talk them here without placing them here. This pen of red heifers, no doubt, they're the data champions of the day. Got an awesome set of data, got some APIs, some growth, calving ease, really a hard data set to put together, just is what they do. And like Creighton said, even being red cattle with the numbers like that, they got a lot of value, and just a ton of value. Phenotypically, physically, we love their extension. They're long-bodied. They're just, we got two pens of heifers, I think, just totally different maturity patterns. I think these red heifers are later maturing, cattle that are probably going to just have extra size and scale as they get older, but we just really like their length, love their data. Cattle that got some uniformity to them as well, just as a pen. Like I said, we'll talk about these black heifers here a little bit, but do they maybe have that one individual like we find in the black pen that just really wows you? But they are just a really nice trio of three. The black pen, like we talked, compare them to the red heifers. Just a little earlier maturing. I'm not going to say they are early maturing cattle, but they are definitely a different maturity pattern than the red cattle. Boy, they really smacked us hard with that first heifer. I mean, that is a really intriguing female, and Kelly and Creighton and I all agree that's the best individual we've seen thus far. And she is very impressive, and so they caught our attention right away just to see what they were going to follow in with second and third. But that lead heifer on the left side there, I encourage you to go check her out, because she is really interesting. Just big hip, good looking, got some body and stoutness. Then the next two heifers are got a lot of good to them. They're stout, they're wide built. They're cut from the same cloth, just not quite to that level as that first heifer. But I thought we get them back out here as a pen. I think very uniform in their type. Love the muscle and stoutness and just the body shape that they have. Kelly did mention they're maybe got just a little more condition on them than the red heifers, and I'd agree with that too. But I think just two great pens. You pick out which ones you like. We're going to go ahead and use the black heifers to win this class. We're going to use the red heifers second. Let's show your appreciation to those exhibitors.
Results of subclass C in the springborn 2023 heifer class goes to Long Simmental, Creston, Iowa, first place. Second place to 5 Star Ranch, St. Charles, Minnesota. Our next class, class 502, this will be the purebred pen of 3 females that are born September, December 2022. We have 1 entry. Fall born 2022, 1 entry. These are fall born September heifers. KO14 will be your first entry for Hillbrand's Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. Hillbrand's Cattle Company is owned and operated by Mark, Amanda, and Kinsley Hillbrands. Through the use of extensive embryo transfer program, Hillbrands market cattle through 2 annual production sales each year. The Jewels of the Northland sale is the first Saturday in December each year and features show heifers, bred females, and frozen genetics. The Passion for Perfection sale is the second Saturday in April each year. This features donor-ready pairs, fall show heifers, and frozen genetics as well. Bulls this year are marketed with Felt Farms on their annual bull sale this year on February 8th in West Point, Nebraska. This year selling in the one and only sale, their lead heifer in the percentage pen, the bred heifer lot 12, is bred to executive order. Lot 12. And then a donor cow, lot 4, Hillbrands Versace, E57C. They'd love to visit with you about these two awesome opportunity females. Also, they have a Powers heifer, Simmental heifer. I believe she's in the ring now. Purebred fall pen heifer. It's a middle heifer. HILB made me a believer. And that's the heifer in the ring right now. Pink tag. I believe, I can't read it, 45 I think is right. 46. Again, following this class, we'll have, of course, champion selection of our purebred pen of 3. And then after pictures, we'll bring back the pink tag purebreds. We have one pink tag Power Simmental percentage. And those of you that have bought Power Simmental tickets, $100, come on down and stand in the sand and make your Power Simmental female selections today. Those heifers that are selected, 2 from the purebred and 1 from the percentage, will be in the one and only sale tomorrow along with their bull mates after the bullpen show tomorrow, and one lucky person will be drawn out of the Colorado Simmental box to take their selection home. And the breeder of that animal will get $10,000. If you haven't done Power Simmental People's Choice, it's a fun project. Come on down and participate.
Well, a really nice single entry of fallborns here. You want to talk about a trio of heifers that's really good looking balance from the side. I think they come with us with the right amount of condition to them, and I just think that they're really nice trio of heifers.
Yeah, I think we all three agreed. Just very, very, I think right is just as far as their size and age and just how they're presented here today. I think they're fresh, got the right amount of balance and substance to them. A couple individuals we really liked in this particular trio here, just the heifers on both sides. Just really high quality, just as far as a combination of look, balance, substance. Very, very nice single entry. Definitely could have beat some more pens of these fall heifers, but we'll get them back out here for a champion drive here shortly.
Okay, we're ready for the champion selection of our purebred. So if our class winners from subclass A, B, and C would return to the ring. Subclass A, Dickinson Ranch, Gorham Cattle, CK Cattle, Highmore, South Dakota. Subclass B, C, Long Simmental. And from class 502, which is Fallborn, Hillbrands Cattle Company, Clara City, Minnesota. So for the audience, from your left to right, from the fall class, September born, Hillbrands Cattle Company. From subclass C, Springborn, long Simmental. From subclass B, CK Cattle, Highmore, South Dakota. And to the far right, Dickinson Ranch, Gorham, Kansas.
All right, we'll get into this here, and I'll pause for a second and just say a tremendous set of females all the way through. we sound redundant sometimes as judges when we're on the microphone and it's my turn to talk, and we've been kind of going and taking turns. And so to talk about this set of females is really fun because we think there's some really good things out here. Are they all exactly alike? Are they all going to match genetically as you study them on paper? No, and we certainly admit that. But we tried to have a type and kind that we liked, and that's really just finding combination cattle that really incorporate those physical features you want to see in terms of having good structure, maternal look, having some natural power and dimension to them. And we're very satisfied with what we've had. We've had to discuss them. I'm not going to discuss each pen in depth, but I am going to go through them one more time, just as we head into it, and then go pick our champion. This first pen of May heifers that came out, we thought, if you recall, that was a challenging class. Absolutely differences in type and kind. And we'll be the first to admit you could strengthen this set of females in terms of their data set. And we noticed that right away. But they rose to the top in that particular class because of their structural integrity, their uniformity, their natural stoutness, their big hip cattle. They're far and away the youngest ones out here, and we have to remember that. And I think the crew did a nice job putting them together. We talked about this second set. This was the set of heifers that we always love when those physical quality and genetic quality can come together, and that's certainly the case with this set of females. They really dominated that class in terms of their indexes. Big growth cattle, and you see that in their big rib-eyed cattle. And I think as you really get on them, that matches. It makes sense because they're naturally big top, big thick-ended, and yet presented and come to us really well with a lot of just balance, quality, and no big holes. You heard us talk about this class here recently. Man, what an awesome individual that is on the left here. And her herd mates go right along with her. As Scott said, I thought it was a nice term. They're cut from the same cloth, but that one on the left does it just that much better. And I think any of you that have attended pen shows, you see that sometimes. You see three that are pretty good and one that is just an absolute standout. And we commend you for that because she really is for us. We like that one awfully well, and we think the other ones go with her too. And really, they have a pretty balanced data set too, which we appreciate when you're putting that kind of quality and presentation to them. Then we got the falls. We think these falls are really consistent too. Just a single entry in that class, so they didn't have maybe the ones to compete with like we did out of the middle two classes, but we think they very much could have stood more competition in that particular division because, like Creighton said and started, they just blend together in terms of quality. They're feminine, they're big rib cattle. You can see they're going to go on and just be really good cows, and for their overall quality and build. We like the condition and size they came to us here today. We probably like the heifers on the left and right even better, but they're still all really, really good. Still three solid females that we encourage everybody to study because that one's good. So we had a decision. I can tell you probably as you listen to me talk, I don't know that you can maybe tell which way we're exactly going because we think that you could go a lot of different ways, but we were in pretty good consensus of some heifers that suited us well in this purebred division for what they bring to the table. So with that, Scott and Creighton will go congratulate our champion.
Results: grand champion, pen of 3, purebred heifers, CK cattle, Highmore, South Dakota, the Effling family. Congratulations. Please bring in the second place from that division, subclass B. Western Cattle Source from Crawford, Nebraska.
Well, I guess it's my turn on the mic here, and great purebred pen show here, female, and we were just, when they told me the numbers that we were going to have for this show, I thought it was just really impressive just to have that many numbers. I know the Colorado Simmental Association was excited to have this many purebred female pens, and it turned out to be an absolute awesome pen female show here today, and we're really looking forward to the bulls. And like I said in the percentage show, Dad should be here. He's sad he couldn't make it, but we got a really good guy to take his place, and Kelly's a good friend, and he's not only a man of incredible integrity, but he's got a really sharp eye, and I'm glad we rely on him to look at a lot of cattle for us throughout the year. And so, but like I told Kelly yesterday, I'm not interested in somebody that's just going to come out here and agree with me either. So I think that defeats the purpose of a two-man panel. I think you need to have two separate ideas, opinions that you can bounce stuff off of and talk, and he's been just absolutely that today, and just thankful to have him out here with Creighton and I. So it was tough on top, and it's going to get really tough here for reserve. I think we got three really awesome pens here in contention. Not take anything away from the May heifers. We talked about what we think of them and just how good they are, just in terms of balance and stoutness and winning that class and what allowed them to win that class. But we bring Jock and Brenda's pen out here that was second in that class to our champion pen, and we talked. It was not just an absolute slam dunk decision for us in that class. They brought that first heifer in that really hit us hard in that class, and then just two really high quality heifers after that. Females just don't have any big holes. Just they're wide made, they're sound, they're big body, they got muscle. Just really solid set of females. So it comes down to these other three pens, like Kelly talked about. Long's pen, man, I just love that one heifer. Is she just going to be able to lead that pen into reserve here? We're not quite sure, but that is a really good pen and a really solid individual. And then the Hillbrand's fall heifers, again, really like a couple of them individuals quite well. Just really like how they're presented. They're good, honest cattle, like their presentation, like the condition they're in, like their structure, like their quality. So I don't think there's a wrong decision. We like all these pens quite well. We'll put the mic down, get you a reserve, and look forward to the bulls tomorrow.
Your reserve champion purebred, pen of 3 out of subclass B, Western Cattle Source, Jock and Brenda Beeson from Crawford, Nebraska. Congratulations to all of these purebred and percentage breeders today. A great heifer show. I'm sure they'll go take pictures, but let's do our power Simmental. So all the pink tag heifers come back into the ring. We have 1 percentage heifer and 3 purebred heifers that we'll evaluate. So if you bought a ticket, bought a card, and if you didn't, you still can. Come on into the ring and evaluate your power